With its picturesque canals, elegant bridges and breathtaking architecture, it's no wonder every year 25 million visitors are drawn to the stunning city of Venice. However, it's also notorious for leaving people out of pocket. So we've asked Richard Madeley, a frequent visitor here for over 20 years, to share his survival tips.
Just as it can entrance, it can overwhelm with its heaving crowds and its bustling waterways and its hefty price tags. So here's my guide to getting the best out of this magical place. When you're choosing a place to stay, it can be seriously difficult to find an address here. That's because almost none of the streets have names on them. Even the postmen get confused. So it's a good idea to pick somewhere that's close to a notable landmark, and that way you'll be reasonably sure of finding your way back home again. I do vividly remember the time I was here with Judy, and I'd gone out by myself for a while, and we were due to meet in a restaurant for lunch. Could I find it? Nope. She was furious.
That's one of the many reasons why we always return to this particular hotel.
And thanks to its deceptive location, there is absolutely no chance you'll get lost if you stay here. See what I mean? St. Mark's Square. Perfect.
Any trip to Venice will inevitably involve a visit here, as it's home to the city's three most iconic attractions: the Doge's Palace, the Basilica of St. Mark's, and of course the bell tower, the San Marco Campanile.
Locals call this place Triangolo della Bermuda, the Bermuda Triangle. And that's because tourists come here in their masses, but they never leave.
That means that this is by far the busiest part of the city, so expect crowds.
Now, instead of queuing around the block to visit the Doge's Palace, you can book what they call a secret itinerary tour before you get here. They'll take you anywhere you want to go inside, but crucially, the guides leave at allocated times, at fixed points, and that means you just turn up and go. No waiting.
The sheer number of people it attracts means that prices are sky high.
A regular plate of pasta in one of the many cafes that surround St. Mark's Square is going to cost you, if you're lucky, 15 euros. If you're not lucky, 50 euros. Even a cup of coffee could be as much as 25 euros.
So instead, take a wander through the back streets. That's where you'll find both the true character of the city and the best prices. I'd recommend eating at one of the many cicchetti bars. Cichetti's like Spanish tapas. It's the best value, most authentic Venetian cuisine that you'll find. And here's another tip. When it comes to coffee, don't sit at a table. Instead, do what the locals do and drink at the bar. That way, an espresso costs just €1.
Grazie. And speaking of tips, 5% here is considered more than enough. It's perfectly ample. Or you just round things up to the nearest 5 or 10 euros. And if your bill, any bill, says servizio incluso, nothing to worry about. It's all taken care of. Grazie.
For dessert, gelato, artisan ice cream. But be careful. Some shops charge top whack for gelato that is far from authentic.
So, how do you spot a fake? Well, if the ice cream comes to you piled really, really high, that is a dead giveaway. It means it's been whipped. True Italian ice cream has to be churned, and that's what gives it its unique, dense texture. Thank you. Here, at La Boutique del Gelato, it's the real deal. It's delicious.
Getting around Venice's main canals is cheapest by Vaporetto, the water bus. A pass for 2 days costs 30 euros. But of course, no trip here is complete without a ride on a gondola. The trouble is, prices reflect their popularity.
The city of Venice sets the official hire rate for gondolas at 80 euros for 30 minutes. But not many people know that that same rate, 80 euros, covers 6 people in the same boat. So if you don't mind sharing, you can split the cost 6 ways.
Ahead of us is one of the most photographed sites in the whole of Venice, the Bridge of Sighs, so called because it was the walkway that condemned men used to leave the city's courts. Nowadays, the only thing to sigh about is the amount of time it'll take you to queue up to get a look inside.
Honestly, this angle is the only one you need to experience.
Then, as evening draws in and you're looking for a nightcap, there's nothing I'd recommend more highly than a visit to my favourite watering hole, Harry's.
And it was in this bar nearly 70 years ago that they actually invented the Bellini. It's made up of peach juice and Prosecco. Thank you very much indeed, Marco.
Thank you, sir.
And it's simple, it's elegant, it's understated, but it's ineffably classy, just like this place.
So there you have it. With a few of these tricks up your sleeve, you'll be in a much better position to tackle this most intriguing of cities.
And I promise you, if you come to Venice, you will never, ever forget the experience. And more than that, you'll want to come back.